Let's go!
You know, last week was our first show back in a while. And there was a possibility that this weekend show was going to be postponed, but no. Zensky is powering through his sickness and his illness because he knows the people demand us. Welcome to the weekend.
Man, it was a debacle in my head, let me tell you, because I was just not feeling it. But then I remember that we made a promise to the loyal listeners and loyal viewers, and like, it was going to be the same story just 4 months later after we came back in the end of June, and we're like, oh, we're back, and then we took that 3 months plus hiatus.
Bless your heart. Good for you, just managing the strength, managing the inner courage to do this show today, because let me tell you something. As of like 15 minutes ago, Zensky was cursing up a storm. He was just like so miserable to be around. And then all of a sudden we said, here we go. Let's pop the mics up, baby, and see what happens. Now he's turned into his jovial, usual self. And
hey,
we very much appreciate that around here.
Hey, give the people what they want. Am I right?
I mean, is this what they want?
I don't know. I mean, that's been the question.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's been the question for the last 37 episodes. Is this actually what people want? Because
yeah, it is.
If it's not, let us know. We'd love some feedback.
Yeah, I'd love some feedback. Let me tell you what I would do with some of that feedback, huh? All right. Let me just tell you about. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on. Be open to constructive criticism.
What are we talking about? We know what we're doing. We're doing a hell of a job here. We're doing an A-OK job.
We had done this before in college, which is the whole reason why we started this thing. So let's hope that we know what we're doing.
Let's not go back to the college days today. I'm not in the mood for that. Not in the mood for it whatsoever.
How was your week, Nicholas?
Well, my week was fine, but are you doing okay? Like, are you genuinely okay over there?
Yeah, I've just been battling a cold for the last like 4 days. So been better, but I mean, feeling a little bit better today than I was the last few days of just.
You don't sound bad. You don't look bad.
Oh, you should have heard me on Monday. Monday, I had like Morgan Freeman voice. I was like, it was all the way down here all day.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time.
No,
it's still a little
bit
bit
from today.
Yeah, no. So the voice has definitely come back. The energy level is still kind of down, but you know, it's just a cold.
I tell you what, I was actually kind of down and out for the count last week at this time when I got my COVID booster shot. That actually took me out.
Oh yeah.
Some people are saying like nothing has come with it, no side effects or anything. I felt okay that night. The next day I was like, I feel a little funny here, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just hit me. I was cold, I was hot, I was tired, I was this and that and the other, and it was not fun to deal with. But we're doing A-OK. I sacrificed, a couple of days of feeling like bleep to do my due diligence and make the world a better place with my COVID booster shot. So people better say thank you to me for that.
Thank you for that.
Shall we get to the headlines?
Oh, yeah.
Here's what you missed.
Lead us off, Zensky.
So, I forget if it's around this time of year historically, because the last year and a half is just so muddled and weird, right? But
of course.
I'm trying to remember when Coachella typically announces information about their annual festival, which usually happens every April in Indio, California. The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. Big festival. And it was postponed again this past year, if I'm remembering correctly. And so there was a lot of, good news coming out of Coachella when they said, or they posted on Instagram yesterday, saying that is returning to the Indio Polo Grounds, the Indio Fairgrounds in 2022. It was just a classic photo of that with the Ferris wheel in the mountains. So people got excited because they know that it's a festival that's coming back in person. And I'm all for it, right? People are getting vaccinated, and we're over more of the ledge by that point in 6 months from now. Great to see a festival like that coming back in person. They did announce alongside that they are dropping the vaccination requirement. So actually that might have, if they're dropping the vaccination requirement applies that it happened earlier this year, I just can't remember. Regardless, you do not need to be vaccinated to attend Coachella next year. You do need to show a negative test result.
Nice.
So that is happening. That's still somewhere on my bucket list. I don't know about you, but I definitely want to get to Coachella one day.
I feel like by the time I get to Coachella, I'd be too old for it.
I don't know, though. I feel like it's one of those festivals where it's just everybody's welcome.
They say that, but I don't know. I feel like it's an early 20s, mid 20s, get away with it in your late 20s, nobody in your 30s sort of crowd.
It definitely has a stigma. You're not wrong there of the fashion and the art and just the Instagrammability of it. It's definitely there, but I'd be mistaken if there wasn't some older generations going to this thing.
It's just for the gram. It's just for the gram.
Everything's for the gram.
Oh my god.
And even though Coachella announced that they're returning to India next year, you usually are not going to get artist announcements to coincide with news like that. But as different brands work about their communication schedules and PR releases and all these different things, the news came out today that Swedish House Mafia is going to be one of the headliners at Coachella in 2022.
Wow.
Which is big news.
That's just right up your wheelhouse.
It is very much so. Because in case you don't know, Swedish House Mafia is a trio of DJs and producers comprising of Axwell, Steve Angelo, and Sebastian Ingrosso, who have made songs like Save the World, One, Don't You Worry Child, and they've since retired from producing and touring after they played Ultra Music Festival years back. And over the last few months, there have been very on brand for them, very cryptic messages across all their social media saying that an album or a tour or something is coming out. So they've already released songs with Ty Dolla $ign. They have a song coming out with The Weeknd very soon that they teased the other day. And then the day before they announced the Coachella headlining spot, arenas around the world started posting Swedish House Mafia-esque cryptic messages. And it all started with the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. It was a black and white photoshopped picture of the basketball court. It said Houston, 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 Swedish House Mafia, and their iconic 3 dots, which is the trio's symbol, implying that they're going back on tour, and Houston is going to be one of those stops, likely at some point next year. So it's exciting because since then, Coachella has obviously announced that, and we've had other arenas follow suit, including in London, the O2 Arena, the Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam, MetLife Stadium in New York, Ball Arena in Denver, Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena at Aria, San Diego, Vancouver. So excited to see Swedish House Mafia coming back on tour because when they were kind of in their heyday, I was definitely a big fan.
Poor Swedish House Mafia. Feel bad for him.
Why is that?
They have to work with The Weeknd.
He's not that bad. I don't know what you...
We'll move on to the next headline, but
Good
if
Lord.
you didn't pay attention to what he did to his tour that he abruptly canceled again, and now he's making people have to buy tickets to a stadium tour and everything. Oh, it's a mess.
Oh, I missed that. Anyway, so that's your Coachella Swedish House Mafia news. I don't know what I'm saying.
What is happening?
What is happening?
Do you have another headline? Can you make
puzzled.
through this? Can you get through this? Are you okay?
I'm good.
Are you
I'm good.
overheating?
Are you overheating?
No, I feel fine.
You were the one said you had a hot flash before.
Well, that was earlier. It changes. I don't know.
All right. Apple. It is apple picking season. Am I right?
Yeah. They just made an announcement here recently, didn't they?
They did. So they've actually had two fall announcements, which is, I don't know if that's typical for them, but they had one in September, one in October. And so they had their virtual announcement on Monday, in which they announced some new music products, changes to Logic, their music production software, the Apple HomePod. They announced some new silicon, their Apple-made chips that now go into all their machines. And then they announced the newest versions of their MacBook Pros, their flagship laptop computers. There's now a 14-inch version and a 16-inch version. And if you might recall, a few years ago, this computer that I'm currently using was announced, and it came to much fanfare from Apple's perspective, at least, because it had a touch bar. It got rid of all of the unnecessary ports and streamlined everything with USB-C. And ever since, you've needed an adapter for HDMI to USB-C, USB-A to USB-C, everything to USB-C. And people gave Apple a lot of crap for it because they were trying to do something that Apple thought was better, but the consumers didn't like it. Lo and behold, the machines that Apple announced the other day. Well, what do they have? They have an SD card slot. They have an HDMI port. And they have the MagSafe charging port, which was the biggest thing for me because, I mean, you know what it is. It's the magnetic charger that attaches to your computer.
10 years ago, baby. Let's go.
And if you trip over it, it just comes out of your machine and doesn't pull your machine with it. Genius. One of the most brilliant things that Apple's come up with, in my opinion. They got rid of it to move everything to USB-C, which is just an idiot move. And now what do? They bring it back. And not just they brought it back, is that they spent the entire rest of this keynote positioning it as how this was the right move because, we kind of knew all along this was the thing to do. And it was just so Apple and so eloquent and thought out and every word meticulously planned to make it sound perfect. And whatever. It is what it is. It's a really expensive machine because why not? But if you're on the market for a new computer, it will now be much more universal in terms of the ports that it has. You won't need as many adapters anymore.
Hey, did you hear about the iPhone that wasn't kidding around?
No, I didn't.
They talked about that too. You didn't hear about this? The iPhone that wasn't kidding around?
No.
It was dead serious. Siri. Am I right? Apple. Money makers. I give them a lot of money. I'm just saying.
I do too.
I mean,
I do too. I mean, I religiously. I mean, I have an iPhone. We have an iPad. I use MacBook. I'm sitting here with two Mac computers right now. Like, I mean, they make the best stuff. Undoubtedly for what I do between editing vlogs and DJing and all this stuff. Like, I'm not gonna ever go away from a Mac because it's good, but when I need to buy a new one, yeah, it kind of sucks because it's thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah. iPhones, MacBooks, really bright screens. Brighter than my future.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
So, are you telling me you're just equally as pessimistic as you were 4 months ago?
No, wasn't that the thing? Do you have another headline or not?
I do.
You do? Lay it on us.
Do you know what Bones Day is?
Bones Day?
Bones Day.
Is it something to do with skeletons because Halloween's coming up?
No, you would think, right? 11 days out.
Okay.
11 days out from Halloween, you would think this is something coinciding with that, but it's not. So I didn't know what this was, but spend a little time on TikTok and you're quickly going to find out
What's your problem?
what it is. So essentially, there is a 13-year-old pug that can tell you what kind of day you're going to have. And now it's this guy, Jonathan Graziano, with his pug Noodle. Adorable looking dog. Absolutely adorable dog. And he started posting videos. And he starts them along the same lines as he says, "Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to yet another round of No Bones. The game where we find out if my 13-year-old pug woke up with bones, and as a result, we find out what kind of day we're going to have." Which is just, it's the most, one of the most TikTok things to happen.
Of course.
Right? Just a trend with a guy and his dog. And so basically what he does is he'll take this adorable looking pug as it's laying down in its dog bed, lift it up, and if the dog lays back down instantly, it's a no bones day. If the dog stands on its legs for a second, it's a bones day. And basically what that's implying is that, if it's a no bones day, it's a time to lay low, avoid risks, and cancel plans without regret. If the dog remains standing, it's a bones day in which it's assigned to get out there and indulge. So I'm not going to live my life according to that of a dog. I love my dog. I love every dog, but man, the internet, man.
It's TikTok for you. And I'm telling you what, I know this on a daily basis because I have one of the laziest dogs in the history of mankind. I understand what this dog, do we know the dog's name? Does the dog have a name?
Noodle.
Noodle, you said?
Noodle.
I understand what Noodle is going through at the ripe age of 13 because our boy Comet at the ripe age of 7 years old is kind of the same way. This morning tried to take him out. He just wanted nothing to do with it, would rather just lay there in his pillow and just, do absolutely nothing. So I'm kind of used to it, but I'm also kind of feeling sad because I don't know, maybe this dog is
Don't.
I'm saying maybe this dog is aging because we're dealing with Comet right now. Like we think he's going through some arthritis, some issues and everything like that, and it's making me sad. So here, let's poke fun at this dog who's dealing with potentially a health issue. That everybody's just going on TikTok because why not? It's TikTok.
I know it's absolutely heartbreaking because then, God forbid, the dog's not going to be here one day, and people are going to lose their minds.
And the dude who posts them daily.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's been doing this. I think it's a pretty new trend.
People are going to start it with their own dogs, and it's going to turn into this whole thing. And oh my God, poor Noodle. Noodle doesn't deserve this.
No, it's an adorable dog though, and so it's just. Okay, it looks like I'm trying to go
adorable.
back.
I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to put him through this. Hey, Comet, how you feeling today with your arthritis, buddy? Are you going to sit up or are you going to lay down all day? How are you feeling? Which do you feel like doing today? Unless this pug is genuinely that lazy where it's just going to lay down no matter what.
No, it's hit or miss. And that's the thing about it. You don't know is the dog. Is Puxatawny Phil going to see a shadow or not? Right, it's that thing.
It's funny for the audience that wants to hear it or not hear it, see it, and everything like that. And that's what matters. And
I do think it is a little pretentious of us as a society to get so wrapped up in a dog, knowing that.
No, I shouldn't. Here's the thing: I shouldn't care that much. But I feel like that this week has just been one of those weeks where the tiniest little things have bothered me. That I'm just taking this and just holding on to it with as much might and power as I can and just saying immediately, no, this is the worst thing. I hate it. I feel like that's part of the reason why.
You get very Scroogey around anything related to trends or the internet. I feel like.
Yeah, you know what? And that's a good transition into what I want to get into because have you read or at least seen some of the video of that GQ recently put out with an interview with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly?
I saw something about this, but enlighten me.
Here's the thing. I don't know enough about it to really indulge you into what this is and why this is going viral and everything like that. But basically, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, I don't know. I don't even know, truthfully. Have they been dating for a while? Is this a new romance? I couldn't tell you. But
I don't know.
For some reason, everybody is just obsessed with this, it feels like. For one reason or another, everybody is obsessed with Machine Gun Kelly because now he's starting to make a name for himself even more, having some top radio hits. And Megan Fox, who I couldn't have told you what she was doing with her life all of 2 weeks ago, but now all of a sudden she's back and making a comeback because she's dating this guy. But anyway, the whole interview, I didn't read the GQ article. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you and perfectly frank with you. But I saw some of the video that they did with GQ where they basically asked each other, I think it was I don't remember. It was 40 questions or something like that. They asked each other 40 different questions, or I don't know, is it 20 each? I don't remember. But it was just the most uncomfortable thing I've seen in a long time. And just let this play out. Okay?
Are you playing the whole thing?
No. We're not going to play the 30 minutes worth of audio. That's not worth it.
All right.
But just let something like this play out.
What's my sun sign?
Your sun is Taurus, your moon is Pisces, your rising is Gemini. You have a stellium of planets in Pisces. Your sun is in the 12th house, which is the house that's ruled by Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. You're very Piscean and you're very Gemini. Very morose, and the moods are very intense. But I know the whole chart.
What is this? Is she a witch? I don't know.
What? Is she casting a spell on him?
I don't know what's happening there. I have no idea what's happening, but I saw bits and pieces of this interview, and I heard her give us this whole lowdown of Machine Gun Kelly, and it just freaked me the bleep out. No, one more time.
What's my sun sign?
Your sun is Taurus, your moon is Pisces, your rising is Gemini. You have a stellium of planets in Pisces. Your sun is in the 12th house, which is the house that's ruled by Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. You're very Piscean and you're very Gemini. Very morose, and the moods are very intense. But I know the whole chart.
Very intense. What is she talking about?
It's witchcraft or something, man. I'm telling you. I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing. And there are some people out there who are really into the astrology stuff, and I'm not trying to make fun of you, and I'm not trying to make fun of the situation. But my God, the way that she said all that stuff, it's just the most... It's like she's literally trying to cast a spell on you. She's trying to say this in a sexual, seductive sort of way, and it's just very, very uncomfortable feeling.
Well, because listen, that's a version of the couples game, right? The couples game, it's a funny thing to watch, right? For newlyweds, for old married couples, whatever. It shows how well do you know your spouse.
Yeah.
It's funny. In this case, it's just effing creepy because, if they're just, what's my favorite cocktail to have with a steak? Okay, valid question for somebody to ask, but when you start to talk about it like this and talk about spells and incantations and start to whisper, just get out of here. Wow, are you that full of yourself where you need to start whispering?
Coke?
And okay, I'm gonna make a bold statement. I don't even think Megan Fox is that attractive.
I'm not a big fan. But also, hold on, more from that interview, more from that little game they played.
Do not
with
play
GQ.
another clip.
No, I've got.
Do not play another clip.
I've got to ask. We're gonna dive deep into your personality. We're going to dive deep into your relationship with Jenna and everything like that. Please, and I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to judge. I promise you. Do you call each other anything other than your names?
Rarely.
Rarely.
Well, I mean, Because
You don't have to give an explanation. I don't care. I'm not.
no, I mean,
So you don't.
There's not really. No, I mean, I think we did at one point, but then it's I don't know. It comes out in text and talking here and there, but mostly it's she calls me Andy, I call her Jenna.
Okay.
Or Drew. If she's annoyed with me, she calls me Drew.
Well, Megan Fox has some names for Machine Gun Kelly.
No, come on.
What are my nicknames?
MGK, Machine Gun Kelly.
What are
Kells.
your nicknames for me?
Oh, is that what that means? Buddha, Lammy. You haven't gotten that one in a long while, but you gotta earn that one back. Cookie, Blonde Angel Baby. Am I missing any? You have endless. There's so many. Those are the main ones. Those are the most used.
She's just making herself sound dumb.
Cookie.
Did she say Blonde Angel Baby? Was that something that I heard come out of her mouth?
Yep.
What are my nicknames?
MGK, Machine Gun Kelly.
What are
Kells.
your nicknames for me?
Oh, is that what that means? Buddha, Lammy.
Yeah,
You haven't gotten
what
that
else
one in
does
a
it
long
mean,
while. You
Megan?
gotta earn that one back. Cookie, Blonde Angel
Cookie.
Baby. Am I missing any? You have endless. There's so many. Those are the main ones. Those are the most used.
What is she doing? This is so creepy.
You need 4 main nicknames, really?
Oh my god.
God, I hate them. I hate them.
See, I was going to say kind of the same thing. Like, watching that video just made me really strongly dislike both of them.
and GQ, like, come on, grow a pair. Like, there's, I know what your I know what your market is, but like, put some good content out there. Nobody needs this garbage.
That's what the people want, Zensky.
Yeah. This is coming from the guy at the top of the show that's give the people what they want, and if that's in fact what GQ's audience wants, then good for you for knowing your audience. But man, I am concerned for society.
The video that I saw from GQ, I mean, it's got like 7.5 million views. Like,
Because I'm sure there's like people who are just like infatuated with it and just like smoke a joint or take a drink or both and just sit down and watch this thing, and that's their plans for the day. But like, because listen to how they're talking to each other. You think you're going to listen to that sober? Don't
That's
you
my
dare!
son.
Don't.
Sign.
Your sun
Stop
is
it.
Taurus. Your
Turn it
moon is
off.
Pisces. Your rising is Gemini. You have a stellium of planets in Pisces. Your sun is in the 12th house, which is the house that's ruled by Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. You're very Piscean and you're very Gemini. Very morose, and the moods are very intense. But I know the whole chart.
Very intense. I had to take my headphones out because you're such a.
could you imagine, like, I
No.
just couldn't imagine Jenna talking like that to you, or like Courtney talking like that to me.
Okay, well, back at you, Mr. Newlywed. What are your pet names for each other?
Courtney and Nick.
Brunette Bill's baby.
Like, I don't know. I couldn't.
Come on,
I cannot imagine.
Is it really Courtney and Nick?
If she tried to seductively say, like, Nikki baby, I would just laugh at her face. If Courtney tried to seductively say, Nikki baby, come over here real quick. No, like, I would not do that.
Courtney knows the way to seductively get to you is just giving you Josh Allen's phone number.
What?
That's the way to get.
What kind of like left field comment is that? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Getting Josh Allen's phone number. Like, what?
Because
What are you talking about?
that is going to get you more like excited and I don't know. It's like you freaking met Joey Fatone on your honeymoon.
What does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Are you this delusional right now because you're feeling under the
Probably.
weather that you're talking about like Joey Fatone and Josh Allen and trying to turn that into like Courtney seductively trying to talk to me?
Those are your man crushes. Because if your wife were to come to you with a pet name, it wouldn't have the same effect as her coming to you with like, "Hey, I have Josh Allen's phone number for you," or "Hey, I have Joey Fatone's going to be here in a minute to meet you again."
I have no idea where you're going with this.
What do you mean
I don't know. I'm terrified. I'm mortified.
we can't publish this episode. This episode cannot see the light of day.
I'm completely confused with what you're going at right now. But that's okay. No, what do you mean this episode can't see the light of day? This episode is getting out there. Just because you're so delusional right now.
I'm the one who hits publish, so I don't know. We'll see about that.
You're the one who also is just completely... Like,
I think I'm making perfect sense.
When I'm sick, like when I'm like really, really sick, like this is how I knew I was actually feeling the effects of my COVID booster, because they put whatever inside you and it kind of gives you the feelings of having the flu and everything like that. I know I have the flu or I have a really bad sickness when I have some really, really bizarre dreams. And that's exactly what happened to me about a week ago now. But I feel like with you, is this like what I just am very perplexed by all of this right now.
But you don't get what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're trying to say to an extent, but it makes no sense and it's ridiculous. And it makes me wonder if you're the one who just is like, you're like, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm sick, I feel like I'm floating and just like not entirely there, like 100%. Just feel like I'm just this like. This is my Megan Fox impersonation. I'm just a being. I'm one with the world, right? Like I'm not actually who I am. I'm just like one with the world, floating. From
I'm sorry. Can we go back to that for a second?
What, Megan Fox or floating?
I'm not even going to address the floating comment because that has me all sorts of concern for you. But and I'm telling you in advance, do not play it. But did she say that one of her nicknames for him was Buddha?
Buddha. Yeah.
Buddha. Okay, I'm just making sure I heard that correctly. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Buddha.
Oh,
yes, because when I think of Buddhism and Gandhi and a Buddha, I think of Machine Gun Kelly, a guy who literally has gun in his artist name. Yes, I think of Buddha.
All right, now you're just taking this. So, are you okay over there? You're taking this so literally here. Now I'm starting to get concerned here that
you're pushing my buttons today. You're throwing stupid. You're stupid. You know what at me because I just can't stand stupid celebrities and baby cakes, blonde angel baby. Like what is that?
Happened. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, should we talk more about a celebrity or no? I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of scared too.
Hey, throw it at me. Come on.
Throw it at you. I mean, we'll just talk about this for a hot second. But did you hear that Adele is teaming up with CBS for a new primetime special? Because of course she is.
What do you mean? Of course she is.
I saw this coming a mile away, man. Like
how she hasn't been on the radar for years.
Because she did the same thing kind of when her album 25 came out. She had like this whole One Night in Radio City music hall concert that aired on CBS, if I'm not mistaken, and they played it right around Thanksgiving time about 5 years ago. Well, now she's doing the same thing called Adele One Night Only, where she's going to be doing some music and she's going to be having a sit-down interview with Oprah in her rose garden.
She's sitting down with Oprah?
Yeah, but she's also going to be like performing some of the songs from the new album too. So it's a double whammy. It's going to be a 2-hour special that runs in the I knew I'd screw it up. November 19th. I was trying to remember the date, but I couldn't remember, so I had to check. November 19th is when she's going to be, or when this is going to be airing. So she's going to be doing this like sit down. I think it's going to be intertwined musically with her new songs and this sit-down interview with Oprah, because of course it's Oprah on CBS.
Right.
But like I said, I remember she did this 5-6 years ago with her last album. She had a whole concert at Radio City Music Hall, which was a special. I believe the network was CBS that aired it, and it was right around Thanksgiving time. And it was like this big to-do because it kind of, you know, it helped promote the album. Then the album came out, and then all of a sudden she did a tour, and that was that, and it was the hardest ticket to possibly get and everything like that. And the thing is I'll be honest, I haven't even heard Adele's new song yet. And I used to be such a huge Adele fan, but a part of me, I don't know if I'm just kind of like not into it right now. I don't know if I've matured and the music just doesn't resonate with me. I don't know if I'm just kind of not into the whole thing with her anymore. It's very bizarre.
Which I get, because
not necessarily bizarre, but it's just it's a different feeling than what I feel like I should be having.
Right, and I get that, because usually you're one to look past people's celebrity status or things like that, and you're like me, you recognize talent when you see it, and there's no doubting Adele has talent.
Oh my
right?
God, Zensky, I was getting
pipes.
ready to throw down hundreds of dollars to see her at Madison Square Garden
right.
a half a decade ago, because it was the hardest ticket to come by.
Totally. And so I get, that part of it. I also get the opposite part of it, which is where between, because it was 21, 25, was there an album between there?
No.
It was only 2?
I think it was only 30 after that. Well, not 30 is what this
Well,
this
now it
is
is 30,
be, yeah.
right. So, I mean, so if you think about it, if we only have those 2 albums to go off of, her sound hasn't really changed. Right? I mean, if you're coming out of
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Don't not try to get in your way here, but breaking news: she had 19, then
there was one
21,
before 21. So was
then
19?
25.
Was that must have been Rolling in the Deep?
No. 21 was Rolling in the Deep. That was Rolling in the Deep. Someone Like You. Rumor Has It. See, I know all of these.
Set Fire to the Rain.
Set Fire to the Rain was also that album. 19,
and then 25 was Hello.
19 was Chasing Pavements. That was like the big song that kind of took her to a different level back in the late-ish 2000s, like 2000,
12 years ago.
2007, sometime around there. 25, the album you were kind of referencing, that was the Hello, When We Were Young, those kind of songs.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
No idea.
Yeah, me neither.
Something about Adele.
Okay. No. So, I mean, across those 3 albums, I mean, she has a song like Rolling in the Deep. She has a song like Rumor Has It, which are more up-tempo, but then she has Someone Like You and Hello, like those ballads, right?
Yeah.
So between those 3 albums, like her sound hasn't really changed. I mean, she still is a hell of a singer, right? Like she's super talented. So I wonder if that's a part of it, is that how much more of a different sound are we expecting out of this album? And I think, and I've only heard snippets of the new single, so I really can't speak too much to it. But if history tells us anything, if she put out 3 albums with relatively the same sound, are we going to be hearing the same thing on her 4th studio album?
I would assume so. I would assume it's going to be, for the most part, the same kind of, I don't want to say sound, but the same kind of idea with a lot of this stuff. Like, I don't think she's going to steer away from what she's always done, which is fine. But But here's the thing.
Might not be for you anymore.
No. But here's the thing. I would rather hear something like that than what like somebody such as Ed Sheeran or Taylor Swift have done with their albums, where they've kind of transformed their sound from what it was on one album to a little bit different the next time around, to a little bit different to, all right, this sounds completely different this time around. You know what I mean? Like by the time they get to their 3rd or 4th album, you're just like, oh wait, this is the same person that, you know what I mean? And I don't think I want to hear that with somebody like Adele. I feel like I want to hear just the true, genuine rawness of her lyrics and her voice. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just isn't exciting me yet.
And I agree with you there, because I think she does have that level of talent where, like don't mess with it if it's not broken, right? Yeah. Like if she could still belt and sing like she can on, 12 years ago, like awesome. Like if it's gonna be more great music to come into the world, I'm here for it. But, I think to get back to what we were originally talking about, if, after 3 albums, if that sound just becomes a little stale for an individual listener, then okay. I mean, that's a personal preference at that point. So I'm not saying artists should change their sound, or they should be obligated to change their sound after a certain amount of time. It just might be a personal listening preference after a while.
No, I totally agree. And I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. I think that this is going to be another big seller for her. I think she's probably going to end up going on tour, and she's going to sell out. I wouldn't be surprised if she decides to do some sort of crazy stadium tour or something like that, and it just
You think
sells
Adele
out
could do a stadium tour?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If The Weeknd can do a stadium tour, Adele can easily do a stadium tour.
I don't know.
No, yeah, she could.
I mean, I think she could pull in the numbers. Undoubtedly, you could
All
easily
she has
get.
to do is just stand there and sing. She doesn't need like the craziness that somebody like The
No, I
Weeknd is going to
know.
give you.
I know. I don't know though if that's her style. I don't think a stadium tour is her style.
Probably not. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. But
Has she played MSG?
Oh yeah, she's
I
played
feel like
MSG because I feel like
has
that
she?
was the one of the concerts I was trying to get back in like 2016, 2015, whenever the album came out, that I wanted to see her perform at the Garden.
Maybe it is. And if she knows that yeah, I could get 75,000 tickets. Like, she's obviously going to get a cut of it. So cool. Why wouldn't you? But
I know
it's just so weird. It's not like, because I saw Beyonce and Jay-Z do a stadium tour. And like,
Right.
it's the complete antithesis of
It's a different
Adele in
beast.
some ways. Yeah. So like, that's the kind of stuff that you think of a stadium tour.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I
But you
get
don't
it.
think of Adele.
I get it. Before we get ready to wrap things up and everything here, on this show, do you have any? Just kind of casually curious. Have any big plans for Halloween coming up yet? I mean, it's a weekend. It's Sunday, so it gives people the chance to hang out and celebrate and party on like Friday and Saturday. And I guess if you're up for it on a Sunday or anything.
I will be at Shrine on both nights.
Nice. Dressed up?
I am. No,
What?
I am. There is a costume party happening on the 29th that I'm helping out the Shrine production director with, because he just needs an extra pair of hands running lights and stuff on that night, since it's kind of a crazier crowd. And then I'm opening Shrine on the 30th,
Okay.
Saturday.
What are your thoughts on, and this is a whole debate. Like this is genuinely a whole debate. This is like one of those God, what's that movie? That movie that's Die Hard. Like, people question if that's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Okay, sure. I've never seen the movie. Couldn't tell you. No idea.
It's a Christmas
Sure,
movie.
why not? All right, if that's what your opinion is, whatever. This is going to turn that conversation into the Halloween version of that. Candy corn. Yes or no?
What about it?
It just do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Do you eat it?
No, not really. I'm not
Okay.
gonna yeah, if it was like on a candy display, I probably wouldn't go out of my
Sure.
way to
If
eat
it's
it.
in a candy dish, I'm going to help myself. I like candy corn. I think it's fine. That's neither here nor there. I don't want to have a debate about it because that's what it turns into from everybody. But there is a meat a meat maker, I guess is the best way to put it. Okay. A market in a meat market.
a meat maker market.
Sure, why not? In Wisconsin, that has decided to create Spooktober brats, or Spooktoberfest brats, which are made with Lake Louis Brewing Oktoberfest, which I'm assuming is a beer, and candy corn.
Yeah.
It's a sausage that is made with beer and a candy corn. Or not a candy corn, but just candy corn. I'm wondering if you would actually try this.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
You would not try
No, I don't need
candy corn inside your meat.
No. Yeah, that's a hard no.
I feel like I would actually give it a whirl.
So are you going to get some for next week's show? Is this like readily available outside of Wisconsin?
The meat counter at Jennifer's St. Mark and in the capital city of Madison They decided to whip up a sausage equivalent of Frankenstein's monster, Spooktoberfest brats stuffed with pieces of candy corn. Now I feel like I need to check this out because you missed it during the summer, or well, we both missed it during the summer, if I'm not mistaken. There was an ice cream company down in the city that made an ice cream with Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I heard about this. Jenna told me about it, I think.
And I tried it on the air.
Yes, I did hear about this.
And it was actually kind of good. Like, I actually thought it was pretty decent stuff. It kind of had like a sweet yet salty caramel honey sort of taste to it, and I really enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't, but it's neither here nor there because my opinion is the only one that matters. Look, I'm trying to figure out if I can find the company that's going to make this, and for some reason, the Jennifer Street Market only seems to have a Yelp and a Facebook page, and I do not feel like reaching out to them.
No, I found an Instagram.
You found an Instagram?
I found an Instagram, yeah.
An Instagram that says, "Hey, we will ship out."
No. I just found their Instagram.
Well, that's really disappointing.
So it's just Jennifer Jenifer St Market.
Yeah, right, exactly. But how do I get Jennifer Street Market to send their meaty candy corn sausage to me?
You see, that just sounds like
I want to
starting
give this
something
a shot.
off. I know you do, but like starting something off. First of all, the first word is meaty, so that has that you're starting off on a bad foot there to begin with. But then to go into candy, meaty candy, that's two words that should not follow one another.
No, man. I'm
all
in with this. I know. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I mean, it may not sound good, but I'm telling you what, this is like this could be really good. I feel like it could be a little bit of sweet with that, saltiness or something like that. I'm telling you, man, there's something that could be good with this.
They posted an Instagram reel of them cooking their brats on the grill.
Look at that. They look like normal brats.
Which I would, okay, fine. There's the taste component to this, right? So 3 people have commented. Will these be available for purchase Saturday, Sunday this weekend? This was 6 days ago. Yes, although they do sell fast. They replied. 2 other people commented without replies yet. Do you guys ship? Then I need these. How can I order? So you're already up against some competition.
Well, okay, and they didn't answer the "do you ship" sort of question?
No.
All right.
You're going to have to call. Here, you have homework.
No. Homework? I've got no homework.
Yes, you have homework.
No. This is my public plea onto the weekend. My public plea to the Jennifer Street Market. How do I give you my hard-earned American currency that I work very hard for? How do I give some of that to you, the business, so that I can try some of your delicious creation? Not just in general, but on the air here onto the weekend. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to get done. That's what I want to get done.
How do you try the candy meat? That's what I'm going to call it, because that's exactly what it is, and it just sounds better. Candy meat.
Candy meat.
Candy meat.
Meaty candy?
Man, if you made it... all right, I see you went too far. If you made it through the whole show today, thank you. I appreciate it, because obviously I should have just said, hey... Let's call it for what it is this week. I'm obviously not able to co-host the show with you, but alas, we made it through somehow.
Well, if Zetsky's not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you to rate,
review, subscribe. I was getting there,
and subscribe, and then make sure you unreview, unrate, and unsubscribe, and then do it all again so that we can get more numbers. And as they say, Zensky. You stay classy, my friend.
You stay classy, my friend. Peace.
Feel better, would you?
Thank you.